Hey everybody, and welcome to another craft tutorial. Before we get started, be sure to check out my Instagram listed down below. I post lots of fun videos over there and some fun quick little reels with some great tips and tricks. In today's video, we are going to learn how to sublimate on vinyl. You'll need a couple of supplies. What you're going to need is some butcher paper, a heat source like a heat press, the Easy Press 2, or even a mini press will work. You'll also need a sublimation printer or a sublimation print, which you can order off of Etsy. You can get them lots of places, so if you don't have a sublimation printer, you can still do this. And then also you're going to need some sublimation paper. If you're going to use a printer, this is the stuff I use. I use Hayes paper, and it's awesome. You can save 15% using code Corinne over at their website. And then we're going to use StarCraft HD, and I'm going to use the matte, but this works both on the glossy and matte, as well as clear vinyl, but we're going to use white today because we are going to make some auto coasters. These are a really fun way that you can use sublimation and make your own patterns and make them really match your style. You can do this with patterns, pictures, anything that you want. So let's go over to CRICUT Design Space because I'm going to show you guys how to get the templates for the little cutouts that we need for our auto coasters. And all of our supplies that we're using today are linked down below in the video's description, along with some coupon codes for you guys as well. So let's get started. For this tutorial, we're going to start off in Creative Fabrica because I'm going to use one of their really fun digital papers to do this. It's super easy and super duper fun. So I saved a bunch of things into my favorites, but I really love these little flowers for the auto coasters that we're going to do with this tutorial. So what I'm going to do is click on them, and all I have to do is click download, and I'm going to save these into my sublimation folder because I'm going to use them for sublimation. So I have my CRICUT folder, and then I have everything pretty well organized, so I'm going to save it into Sublimation Designs and click Save. Now we do need to unzip our files, so what I'm going to do is click on it down here at the bottom, and it'll open as soon as it's ready to be downloaded. And then all you'll need to do is click Extract All, and then click Extract. That'll extract it into the same folder name and everything into your Sublimation Designs. Now you can just open this folder and you'll see all of your different options for your cute little patterns. The next place that we need to go is 143vinyl.com. I need to download the little design for the auto coasters that we are going to use, and I want to say that they are called car coasters, so just try to remember what they're called because you'll need to find them, and I can never remember what name they're under, but if you have a hard time finding them, you can always reach out to their customer service department and they will help you. They are fantastic. But we have coasters, and here they are. So they're under coaster vehicle. So what I'm going to do is click on that, and it's going to do just like Creative Fabrica did, but this one I'm going to save it into my acrylic blanks folder. Again, I try to stay pretty organized. I'm going to do the same thing here, but I don't actually need to unzip this, so you can just open it and see there is your SVG. So let's head over to CRICUT Design Space, and I'll show you guys how to load this. Over in CRICUT Design Space, what I'm going to do is click Upload. I'm going to upload an image, and then I'm going to browse for my acrylic coaster blanks. So I'm going to go to my acrylic blanks, and remember that it was called Coaster Vehicle, so it's right here. Go ahead and select that image, and we have our coaster. Click Upload, and then select the image and click Insert Images. This should be sized perfectly fine for your coaster, but I'm going to do 2 of these, so I'm going to need to duplicate. So all I want to do is just click Duplicate. You don't want to resize them or anything like that. You just want to duplicate these 2 coasters. We're going to cut these on StarCraft HD, so go ahead and click Make It. I'm going to cut these on the vinyl setting, and we're cutting these on white. It doesn't matter what color it shows in your CRICUT Design Space. It just matters what color it shows when you do your vinyl into the machine. I could put any color in and it wouldn't matter, but we're doing white so that we can sublimate. Now I'm going to show you how to print out your sublimation design. We are going to work in Canva, so this is really easy to do. Canva, you can do this for free, so just create a free account. It's really easy. So what we're going to do is go to Custom Size, and I've already input mine earlier, so it saved it, but all you'll need to do, it'll say PX to begin with. Change that PX to inches, and then put in the print size paper that you're going to use, and create new design. Once it's opened your design, you can just open the folder that all your designs are in. And all you have to do is simply drag and drop the image to the page. Now, you can see over here on the left, I have added these already because I did test this before I did this. So they are already there, but I want to show you the drag and drop is super easy. Then all you need to do is this circle down in the corner, just select that and you'll see a black box appear. And that's where you can see your sizing on your image. So I make these about 3.7, just so I make sure I cover the entire coaster. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the other images in really quick and just size them down all to 3.7 and just arrange them very, very quickly onto my page. This is a super easy way to do sublimation prints and very, very simple. So again, all I'm gonna do is just drag and drop and resize. So very simple to do. Once you have everything sized and arranged the way that you want it, click Download, and under File Type, select the PDF print, which is usually about the third or fourth one down. Then click Download. Once it's processed through the Canva program, it will ask you where you want to save it. So I'm going to save it into my Sublimation folder, and I'm just going to save it as Untitled Design because I've already saved it. Then you can just go ahead and get rid of this. You can stay here, do any more changes you want to, but now I'm going to show you guys how to print it out. Now all we have to do is open our PDF, and you'll see that everything is sized the way that we wanted it to be. Simply click Print, and what you're going to do is you're going to change some of the settings. So it's a little bit difficult sometimes when you haven't printed through a PDF in a while. So what you'll want to do is change to color, and you'll see that your color will show back up. Make sure you have the correct printer selected. And mine's a little bit touchy. I haven't printed from PDF in a while, so I'm just going to make sure to select my Epson printer. And what I want to do is click More Settings. And you can see down here you've got some different options. But what I want to do is right here, Print Using System Dialog. If you click on that, it's going to open up these preferences. You definitely want to do this when you're printing. Click Preferences. What you want to do is change the quality to high, and you want to change the more options over here to high speed. Turn that off. You want to click that and turn it off. It keeps any of those lines from appearing in your design. Now, if you were going to have words on this, you do want to mirror your image, but since we're just using these flowers, I'm not going to mirror it at all, but we're going to go ahead and get this printed. I cut out my vinyl, but I'm not going to actually weed it just yet. What I'm going to go ahead and do is trim it out, and I'm going to trim around both of them. So I'm going to cut them apart from each other. You could weed it if you so desired. I just don't think I need to for this. I'm going to go ahead and cut between them. And then we have our little designs, which these are our flowers. Now you'll see that they're really dull. This is typical of a sublimation print. They print out very dull, and then they brighten when you heat them up. So we're going to use these top two here. They're so cute on the little auto coasters. So all I'm going to do is just cut them apart very, very easily. Don't have to do anything else. Now you're going to need some butcher paper for this. So this is just some white butcher paper that I got off of Amazon. I am just going to cut a strip off of this. This does not have to be anything too crazy, but I am just going to cut a little strip off of that for you guys. And we are going to kind of sandwich this around our like pressings, because it's a good way to keep everything nice and safe. Now I may need to trim this one a little bit and the other one just so that we have a little more space, but you can absolutely just trim off any edges that you don't need. It's not going to affect anything if you just trim those off. We're going to need heat tape. So I have some heat tape here. So what I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this down, and I'm going to get some heat tape off of my little roll. This is the CRICUT brand heat tape. I don't think I like this one quite as much as I like the gold stuff that I have from Amazon, but this will do the job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the two coasters right here onto our butcher paper. I'm going to actually slide that one over just a little. So now what I have is our little flower design, and I'm going to tape that down to my butcher paper. I actually don't typically put tape on the vinyl when I do this. I just don't find it necessary as long as you're safe and careful when you move this. So then I'm just going to tape this one down. And then I'll come over and I'll do this one. You want to just make sure that the florals are covering the whole piece of vinyl. And then a little bit of tape. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold my butcher paper over to make a little butcher paper sandwich. You need to have butcher paper both under and on top. And I will actually recommend doing a second layer, especially on the bottom, since you don't have another barrier between your sublimation print and your butcher paper. So when I do this, I'm going to cut another piece and layer this on the bottom, and I'll put another piece on top just to be safe. I want to make sure everything is well protected when I do my sublimation. I don't want to get any of the ink on my heat press or anywhere else. So what I'm just going to do is cut this in half. And I have one for the top and one for the bottom. So it's a nice little sandwich. I'm going to go set our heat press. I'm going to set it to 350 degrees for 25 seconds. So what I've done is I have our vinyl sandwich, if you will, the butcher paper sandwich, on top of my pressing pillow. And then I set my heat press to 350 degrees. And then I'm going to press this for 25 seconds. So all I'm going to do is just simply pull this down and let this press. Once it's done, go ahead and pop the top off, and you are going to need to let this cool before you take your vinyl and your sublimation prints apart. So I move mine off of my heat press, and a lot of times I'll just move the whole pressing pillow because it's real warm, and I'll just set that over on my table and we'll let it cool for a while. Now that I've let these cool completely, what you're going to do is just very carefully peel back your sublimation paper. Just gently peel that. Now, I see people that tape their sublimation paper to their vinyl. I did that once. I was not a fan because it did pull up my vinyl. But once you let this cool completely, this comes off no problem whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and peel off that. Now, you'll see this is why we put the butcher paper back here. Do you see how it kind of pressed onto our butcher paper? That's why we do that. And then you can see there's just a little bit of a ghosting on this one as well. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just weed them just like you normally would. And put that off to the side. You can basically make your own pattern vinyl by doing this method. Look how fun these are. So let's go ahead and apply these to our coasters. So I got these two coasters from 143 Vinyl, like I said. So all I'm going to do is peel off the backing on one side of each of them. And this is just a protective coating on these, so it's really easy to get it off. I just use my pin pen to get it started, and then I go ahead and peel it off. I like to leave the other side on, just so that it doesn't get scratched or anything while I am taking off the backing or working on the other side. Now you can use some transfer tape with these. It's really easy to work with this. So I'm just going to use some leftover transfer tape. I like to use a less sticky transfer tape, so this is just a leftover piece from something else I did. So all I'm going to do is go ahead and stick this down. You don't need a lot of like pressure for these. And then I'm going to go ahead and peel the backing off of my vinyl. And then all I need to do is apply it to my coaster. There's a little lip here and a little lip here. Now, if you guys have watched me before, you know I am not good at this. This is not something that I'm very good at. I have never been good at this. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can either flip it upside down and lay it down upside down like this if that's easier for you, or you can try to do it front ways from the top. Again, I'm really bad at this, so we're just gonna go for it and hope that it's okay. I think that looks pretty good actually. Shockingly enough, I think that was pretty accurate, which is shocking because I am really bad at this. So I'm going to go ahead and press this down. You can use a squeegee if you would like to. I'm just not because I didn't grab one. But I'm just going to go ahead and press that down and then pull this back. And you'll see that the sublimation doesn't come off on your transfer tape. You can see your transfer tape still completely clear. So let's go ahead and do this guy. And I got to say, laying it down that way was really easy. Here are the finished coasters. They came out so cute, so fun, really vibrant. This was a really easy, fun thing that you guys can do with sublimation and your CRICUT. This is such a cool thing. You guys can use your imaginations. I think this would be a really fun project that you could do with like family photos. A great way to keep those little keepsakes with you at all times. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in those comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and happy crafting.